The Fantastic Four of Jiu Jitsu, Geo Omori, Yasuichi Ono, Naoki Ono, and Takeo Yano arrived at the end of the 20s and beginning of the 30s. They turned São Paulo into Jiu-Jitsu's Mecca. Only in the 60s, Rio de Janeiro turned Jiu-Jitsu Mecca. Without them, BJJ would not exist. All these masters came from Kodokan or Kosen Judo and used the term Jiu-Jitsu, and in the 50s or 60s, they started to use the term Judo. They are good in throws and good ground fighting. Were the true masters and representatives of the art in Brazil. All BJJ lineage came from them. All were very famous in Brazil at the time, the 30s, and were forgotten, but today we can remember the true masters. Today the Gracies can no longer hide the truth. Omori took Jiu-Jitsu to Rio de Janeiro, and the Yano and the Ono brothers. Omori used the term Jiu-Jitsu to the end. He died in 1938. Ono brothers and Takeo Yano only used the term Jiu-Jitsu in 50s and 60s and focused in Nagoyaza because Kodokan Judo patronized and focus throw. But in the beginning they used Nagoyaza and Newaza in the same proportion. The Gracies, Sa and Fada focus in Newaza. In São Paulo, Octavio Almeida and Osvaldo Carnivale are students of these masters and transform São Paulo in a good place of Jiu-Jitsu. They prefer maintain the term Jiu-Jitsu instead of Judo. Grow Jiu-Jitsu in São Paulo in the 50s. Sada Miyako, Mitsui Maeda and his troupe had importance, but this Fantastic Four developed the BJJ. The Gracies in the 30s started to lie and commit crimes. In the 40s, Carlos abused the student and George denounced the combined fights. In the 50s, Hélio lost to Kimura and Santana and were carried close by the newspaper. In the 60s, they invade more and more gyms, not to prove the art because he can prove in the ring, but because they are criminals, and lucky in the 90s to bring BJJ to USA and have fame. A lot of ego and greed and fraud in the 60s. They don't have importance to these four masters. The real master, the most important master, Geo Omori, the brothers Ono, Yasuichi and Naoki Ono, and Takeo Yano is very important to the development of the BJJ.